In Kansas City, Missouri, there is an organization that is helping to keep tons of trash out of the landfill by recycling thousands of items into new arts and crafts. Whitney Manney visits this creative reuse center to learn more.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi, Whitney. How are you?
So good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
So I'm excited to get an exclusive tour of Scraps today.
Well, I'm excited to have you here and to get to show you around.
So Brenda, a few things stand out to me as we're walking through the store. First of all, the size of this place is so big. And of course, the variety of things that are here. So what do you take at ScrapsKC?
Well, we have 4 different categories that we take in. We take arts and crafts, we take school and office, textiles, and then we have a category called miscellaneous.
Okay.
And that could range from byproducts and offcuts from manufacturers here in town, or trophies, or plastic Easter eggs, or any type of miscellaneous thing that could be created into something new.
Right. And I mean, even looking at these bins right here, I'm looking at the tennis balls and like the CDs. Like, I can't tell you, I still have a lot of my scratch CDs at home because I'm just like, I don't want to throw them away. But what a great thought to, bring them to a place like Scraps where somebody might have a vision for them.
It's just fun to see the different types of things that people make. Here we encourage people to break things because just by changing the shape, you can get a new idea of some way to use it. That's part of the upcycling process because you may look at the CD as a circle, but when you break it, it's a bunch of different parts.
I love how many surprises you can find in here. Now, when you are curating this space, so I think that it's a level of curation that happens, right? Are there things that you just do not take?
Yes, there are a lot of things we don't take. We don't take things that you might find in a traditional thrift store, such as cooking elements. However, some cooking elements are great for art, so we kind of have to pick and choose. We do take some clothing for our homeless outreach, but we don't take all clothing. But it is hard to choose sometimes. We like to say we like the weird. And sometimes weird is a very creative name for something that's just a little offbeat, and people that they might enjoy and be able to see something new happen with it.
Okay, so I'm noticing that there are, some partially used supplies, but there's also quite a few things that are actually brand new, like packaged paper still, staplers we've seen, different machines and stuff like that. So like, where does that kind of stuff come from?
So we have seen with people working virtually from home that a lot of businesses are combining offices or closing down their physical location. And so we are seeing a lot of that impact come to us in the idea of tape dispensers and staplers and by the hundreds. And so we're getting a lot of those materials from them. But some of the supplies too, like the packaged filler paper, we have a school supply drive every year. And we ask schools to gather materials that the children would throw away, and we keep them out of the landfill. We bring them here to us and we clean and repurpose all of those supplies and then give them away free to teachers. It's my favorite day of the year.
That's nice. I know that another aspect of Scraps is your homeless outreach with the Kansas City community. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure. So we started ScrapsKC because of the homeless. We had been serving breakfast on the streets for 5 or 6 years, and one of the homeless men that we had built a relationship asked us for a job. And so we decided to open this as a place where the homeless could come in and be purposeful during the day and build their self-esteem, build relationships. In exchange, they'll have a meal, they'll have things that they need to survive on the street that they can take with them. They work the entire time that they're here. And then when they're done working, then they can get whatever supplies that they need to be safe and healthy on the streets.
Well, I've been homeless for a few years now, and coming here gets me off the streets for a few hours a day, get warmed up, get something to eat. It's a good place for the homeless to come for assistance.
So I do want to ask, is there any like supply that is popular, like donation-wise, that people donate a lot of?
We get a lot of textiles.
Okay.
A lot, just right up your alley. One day somebody brought us 946 pounds of
Wow.
textiles. And we keep record of how much by pounds, because when we write our grants, they want to know how much is being diverted from the landfills. And then we also keep track of the zip codes they come from, so they know what landfills are not receiving supplies. This is our plastics area, where we have a small batch recycling program. We have some small machines here that will help us take materials that people either donate to us, or we have a partnership with a local dairy. They bring us their plastic lids, and we're able to turn them into something different.
That's really awesome. So can you tell me, like, what is the process to take the lids from here to here? Because that is a big difference.
It is a big difference. So we take those lids and we actually have to delabel all the lids first. Then we have a small shredding machine, and we put the lids in the machine and we shred them into these little tiny pieces so they're easier for us to melt. And then we have different types of molds that we use. For instance, we have a letter mold, a number mold, we have a bowl mold, we have a flat sheet mold.
Right.
We take the shreds and put them in the mold, put them in our compression oven and heat them up till the plastic is melted. And then we use the compression shelf to smooth it out and take out any air bubbles that might be in it.
Okay.
Once it's done, it makes either these wonderful products or it makes a sheet of plastic.
So awesome to be able to create new products like the keychains, like the kits. I mean, you're involving STEM activities, art, even technology in just a different way. So Brenda, this place is so special for our community, but what about other cities?
Creative reuse centers are all over the world, which is exciting because there are lots of places taking in new items that then can be remade into something else. So they're keeping their community green while giving creatives the opportunity to do what they do best.
Thank you so much for giving me the in-depth scoop on Scraps.
Well, thank you for coming.
Yes, and you know, I'll be back,
I know
as
you will.
always.
I know you will.